Here we go.
I'm good right here.
It's not this type of show. Hi, everybody.
My precious is back.
I missed you. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show, everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Let's get started. Good morning. Wow. I say this. Well, let's just do this first. She is my sister from another mister. Say hello to Kendall over there.
Hi. Morning.
Welcome back, sweetie.
Thank you.
I missed you. It was good. Thanks to our buddy Shane, who filled in yesterday. It was good to see Shane.
Yes.
But I missed you horribly. I'm glad you're back. Yeah.
I missed you too.
I don't like, now that we're dear friends and we're in love, I don't like to be away from you. I just, yeah. I don't like to.
Now that we're in love deeply.
I know.
passionately.
And I want all of you, I'm going to brag on my friend here for just a second. I want all of you to go follow Kendall on Instagram. And what's your handle again?
Kendall Mark. Kendall.Mark.
Kendall.Mark. Because you posted, and I'm not just being goofy or just blowing smoke. You posted, because it was your anniversary, right?
Yes.
This week, yeah.
Yesterday.
How many years?
2.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You posted possibly the most beautiful picture of you with your wedding dress on and your bridesmaids behind you, and you just looked stunningly beautiful. So I want everyone to go look at that picture. Maybe we'll get it by the end of maybe we'll get it by the end of the show, because I want to show maybe at the end of the show.
Yeah, maybe I can maybe pass that on.
Yeah, it's just you're wearing white. Well, of course you're wearing. I mean, what else? You're gonna wear navy blue. But anyway, you looked beautiful. Is my point.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a hot day. It was like 102 that day, and I was sweaty. But the photographer did a great job at wiping off my mustache.
Yeah.
And like my sweat under stash. You know, everybody.
I didn't see your stash. I didn't.
Mustache.
Well, they did a good job because I didn't notice you had a mustache. So
thank you.
Yeah.
It just the water just like pools up, you know, when you're sweaty.
I get
it.
Yeah, you look great. No mustache. I didn't see anything.
Thank you.
Yeah. Will you tell everyone that this proves?
Yes.
Oh, Harry Carey. You all notice everything, and we love it. But you leave one day, and it's just drama.
Mayhem.
What happened?
Mayhem. My mom was getting her haircut on Monday, and remember on Friday I wasn't here either because I was hanging out with Sarah Rogers, fashionista. And anyway, so my mom's getting her haircut, and people are like, I was watching Jason and Kendall wasn't there. Is everything okay? I'm like, my mom's like, yo, she didn't get fired. She took a day off. Like,
I love, and of course, all of this is happening in a beauty shop. You know what I mean? Like. And if they're watching us right now, she hasn't been fired. She's right there. Everything's fine. I love it.
Here I am.
I know, it does when you're gone one day, man. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Shane's back. What's going on? No, she's fine. Yeah.
I'm here.
No,
I'm here.
Everything's fine. It was funny. We had, on Friday, we had the biggest, summer is a party every day here. I mean, we have big audiences every day. Yeah, we do. And I can always tell, I'm backstage in my little cubbyhole. We call this, Aaron Schwab calls this the wall of home goods vases right here. Yeah. So there's a little area. Yeah, Eric, get a shot of this wall right here, Eric. This is our wall of home goods vases right there. Yeah.
Yes.
And behind there is where I hang out before the show. So I always hear Aaron warm up the audience, and I can kind of tell if the audience is quiet or if you guys are kind of chatting with me. They ain't quiet. I mean, they ain't quiet. I love that. But we had an audience member sitting over on this side on Friday, and she didn't know I was listening, and I was listening to her conversation, and she was just like, I'm just very sad. I'm just very sad. And I was like, wow, I kept hearing the word sad. And come to find out, this is so sweet. She was sad that you weren't here on Friday.
That's so
She
sweet.
really wanted to meet
sorry.
you. Yeah, I know. But I just thought that was very nice that
That is
people
really nice.
wanted to meet you. And I said, well, she's as lovely in person as you want her to be. So yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm being very nice to you.
Yeah,
today.
I know. I'm like,
yeah.
seriously, when is the hammer going to drop and something's going to come out behind me?
Well, the hammer's not going to drop, but the spoon's going up. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. First up, it was supposed to be, producer Ted's all worked up over this. It was supposed to be the Bachelorette Men Tell All episode last night. But ABC and Chris Harrison had a little something up their sleeve, and it involved that devil guy, Luke P. No one likes him. No one likes him.
Nobody.
Dude was sent home last week, but couldn't quite stay away. He tried one more time to win Hannah's heart at the final 3 rose ceremony. I haven't seen this. I guess it's uber uncomfortable. Look at this.
Hannah thought, after sending me in the van, that there's no way I'd want to be with her anymore after the last thing she told me. And she's sadly mistaken. I need to talk to you.
No. So I'm sorry if I'm breaking your heart.
My heart isn't broken yet because I'm still standing here and this isn't over for me yet.
Oh my God. Well, all right.
Did you? You need to just leave, dude. Did you or did you not?
Dude, desperation does not go with that outfit. I mean, you know what I mean? That is some desperado right there.
Mm-hmm.
How, if somebody turned you down, how many times, Ted? How many, 3 times or what?
Twice.
It's twice on national television. Mm-hmm. Why would you do that to yourself?
Because it worked the first time. She dismissed him a while back, and he came back, and she was like, okay, and kept him on for a few more weeks. So I think he thought, he's a crazy narcissist. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, look, he's not bad to look at, but
oh, he is once you get to know him. You're like, you ugly now.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. When she picked up that podium, I wish I could pick this up and
seriously.
just moved it forward. I was like, this is the best moment ever.
I know.
So good.
I gotta say, and everyone was with me. I didn't really, when they picked her, I'm like, but she is turning out to be really sassy.
She was so sass.
Yeah.
And then she addressed it at the end and was just like, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know he was crazy pants.
Yeah.
I loved it. And her accent, like that.
He is never gonna get a date again. Well, actually, no. People will date him. I mean, yeah, that's. Anyway. The rest of the show was the Men Tell All, where Luke had a lot of, Lucy, you got a little explaining to do. He apologized to the other dudes, but most of them were not having it. And they never showed the conclusion of the final 3 rose ceremony. Next week is the finale. Mm-hmm. So my buddy Elizabeth Reese, and I don't mind giving her a shout out because a couple weeks ago on her show on TCL, they talked about me. So hi, Elizabeth. We're real friends. And Elizabeth is done with that show.
What?
She said last night's episode was it for her.
Too much?
It's just too much.
Okay.
It's too much. Ted, however, still in the game.
I'm still in it.
Ted doesn't care.
I'm still in it. All I have to say.
What?
What?
Oh, that's right. Oh, the executive producer just said Ted has to. Yeah, Ted doesn't have a choice.
No, I'm still in it by choice. And all I have to say is I'm Team Tyler, and I'm like, go get him, cowboy.
Okay.
Nobody here actually watches the show, apparently.
By the way, speaking of reality shows, a little bit later, don't you turn that dial. Speaking of drama, there's big drama on Big Brother, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But right now, we're sticking with reality. Reality TV star Kim Zolciak has a bone to pick with Delta Airlines after her family got booted from their flight. Kim, who stars in Don't Be Tardy and formerly The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she claimed her family were kicked off the plane because 2 of the children were crying. Now, that's their claim. Police and Delta say the situation was a business dispute because the family tried to bring their service animal on the plane but didn't have the proper paperwork. Once Kim's husband filed the paperwork, mind you, he filed it after the door of the plane had been closed, and it's done. They legally can't reopen it again. Delta tried to rebook them, but the family made their own travel arrangements. People on social media weren't very sympathetic, saying Kim and her family are faking the need for a service animal. That is my problem. We do not know, and that's a horrible thing to accuse someone of. So I will say, if they are doing that, they are ruining it for people that actually need service animals. You know what I mean? They're making it difficult. And we're living in a time where I was just reading in the Washington Post where there is growing skepticism over the need for service animals because people are bringing in turkeys and peacocks and baby panthers, you know what I mean? And people are already going, do you really need that guinea pig? And then you got Kim Zolciak and her kids, which producer Jeff watches that show, and he says that the kids are not always the best behaved. So there's always three sides to the story. There's Kim's side, there's Delta, and there's the truth in the middle. I believe Delta a little bit more on this one. Yeah. Don't you?
But I think the whole point here is what you said about the service animals.
Yeah.
The service animal thing, I mean, I know, like my mom works at the library. We all see it. I'll go to Target and someone's like pushing their dog in a cart and I'm like, what is this? Why do you think that that's okay?
Yeah,
I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah, you're making it harder again for the people that actually need it. And it provides such a great service to those that need it. And you're making everyone go,
Right, or people with allergies, like what if you're really allergic to dogs and you want to go to Target and like Poofy's over here in aisle 3? Like what is happening?
Poofy in aisle 3, okay. I think that's what they say when I come to Target.
Pick it up. I agree.
We got a Poofy in aisle 3, Poofy.
Poofy had an accident in aisle 3.
That's what they say sometimes when they go in the towny bars. Well, we got a Poofy at the bar. We got right there.
Got too many pull tabs.
Yeah. We have so much more to come. Like I said, such a good show. Grab another cup of coffee and we'll be back after the intro. There is still so much ahead. Next, grab the paver and orange cones because Kendall is stopping traffic. Well, she's actually trying to help with traffic. It's another Kendall Does Your 9 to 5. And today, she's part of a MNDot road crew. Then, even if you don't watch it, Big Brother is making news this summer and not for the best reason. We're breaking down some big O scandals with BB legend McCrae. And all hail the king.
It's a lion! Run for your life!
Maybe. I finally saw the live-action Lion King. And you know me, I had massive expectations for this movie. So, did the king live up to the crown? You'll find out with my review just ahead.
We had your co-star, Spider-Man himself, Mr. Tom Holland, on here just a little while ago, and he had a few things to say about the two of you. He's really enjoying touring with you and in support of Spider-Man. Jim, can we show this clip? People were calling this a little bromance, the two of you. You guys look like you're having a little fun out there on the road. And by the way, like young people out there, can I try this again? Young people out there, find somebody that looks at you the way Jake Gyllenhaal is looking at Tom Holland. That is just... Are you enjoying the press tour with Mr. Holland?
Sorry, what? Sorry.
He seemed to enjoy it very much.
Oh, Tom, whatever. Hey!
I'm not going to stop this.
Okay,
I enjoy it very much. Is being on a Marvel International Press Tour...
I was just going to...
Oh my goodness! Jake Gyllenhaal with Colbert. I get asked sometimes. I do the Q&A with the audience afterwards, and people ask a lot. You know, who's a favorite celebrity that's been on the show? Jake's on my list, and I've done a couple in person, but satellite. Jake is the nicest guy, and we did a satellite time. We've run the clip before. It's one of our clips that we run sometimes where we did a satellite interview with him. And I was like 14 years old. It was like in 2006 or something, 2008. And I'm in the 2 box with them. And our engineers had accidentally put in his ear Maury Povich instead of me. So he's hearing Maury Povich, and it was like, the topic was like killer hookers from Houston or something. So he's like, what is this killer hookers from Houston? And I'm like, Jake, do you hear me? And it was very funny. It was very funny. He's a good guy. He handled it well. More late night. David Spade is making the rounds promoting his new late night comedy show on Comedy Central called Lights Out. It'll actually follow The Daily Show. He has a good time slot. Last night on Fallon, he talked about the time he accidentally paid for a very, very expensive dinner with his buddy Adam Sandler. Look at this.
Or I was out at dinner at some fancy restaurant, and then they go, Mr. Sandler's here. And I go, oh. I play it down. I go, who cares? You know? But then he's got this whole back room with 15 people, and they're having some big birthday party or something. So I go in there and I do a few thirsty bits to get attention. Gross. Right? And then when I leave, I go, hey, put this on, my Discover card or whatever. So I charge there, and the guy goes, sir, his whole thing? I go, yeah. I'm on TV sometime. Man, what are you worried about? So he goes, sure, shakung, and then I'm like, yon. Anyway, so the next day, identity guard calls me and says, someone stole your card. I go, they did? He go, yeah. There was some $9,000 dinner last night. I go, oh my God. I go, that was me.
That was him. He told that story. He also told that story on Stern. And guess how many people at that fancy restaurant? 15 people. That's crazy.
Are you serious? 15?
15 people.
I was gonna say I don't have any idea of how much that would cost, but I was like, well, weddings, get like 300 people. 15 people?
15 people. Yeah.
Where do you eat?
Girl, we were at this fancy place in Malibu about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like 6 of us at this dinner. It was Maestro's. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Maestro's, whatever.
I don't know.
It's the steakhouse on the ocean. And girl, we had no business being there. I mean, I had no business. They needed to check my banking account to be able to. So we're sitting there, and this one dude at the table starts ordering wine from the reserve, which means they basically go to Falcon Crest and bring it back to you, And he's ordering all this wine and all this lobster and stuff, and the bill comes. And it's folded over, and I can see the bill. And it's me, Colin, my best friend Jen, and Hey Haley. And, look, I'm on TV, but I am rich, And I see the bill, $3,467.27. I'll never forget that 27 cents. So I look at that bill and I'm like, and I look over and I'm white as a ghost. And I look over to Colin and I go, $3,000. And Colin, this is hand to Oprah. Colin goes into his wallet. He goes like this. He goes, I got a 20. Yeah.
Will that cover the tip?
You put that $20 away. Luckily, rich dude picked up the tab. So we got out, and the rich dude, the valet's pulling up all these Mercedes, pulls up this Rolls Royce, and then we called the valet and we rented a Honda Civic. And it pulls up. So we got. How many remember the Toyota commercial, the "Oh, what a feeling"? The minute everybody left, the rich guy left. Take this camera, Leo. We got out and we didn't have to pay anything. We were like, yes! Still ahead, everybody. Big Brother legend McCrae is here. We're talking about what has become a very, very controversial season of Big Brother. But next, it is the box office king. The Lion King live action is roared into theaters. Critics have been mixed on their reviews. The movie means a lot to me. What did I think? I'll give you my review when we return. I'm not joking. Last night I watched the highly anticipated live-action remake of The Lion King. Now, before I give you, #1 movie. #1 movie in the world, before I give you my thoughts. If you haven't seen it, or haven't seen a clip, if you've been in a cave, or on Pride Rock, look at this.
I missed him! I'm gonna get one of those vultures one day. I'm gonna get one.
I don't know why it's so important to you.
I just feel like it would make me feel better. Oh no, it's a little lion!
That is not a lion.
Well then go check it out, what is it?
That is not a lion, it's a furry bird!
It looks like a lion!
Yeah, that's not a lion. Let me get a closer look, excuse me. Oh, all right, let me see what we're dealing with here. It's a lion! Run for your life!
Wait,
Boom,
hey, Timon, wait, Timon, wait! It's a little lion!
It gets bigger!
Can we keep him? Can we please keep him? Oh, okay. I promise. I'll walk him every day. If he makes a little mess, I'll clean it up.
You'll be his little mess. He's gonna eat you and then use my body as a toothpick.
But what?
Oh, right there. Yeah. Two of the best things about the movie right there. The movie stars Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, John Oliver, Beyonce, and James Earl Jones reprising his role as Mufasa. This movie, I always like to tell you where I'm coming from with a movie. I worked in a movie theater in 1994 when this movie came out, when Kendall wasn't even born. Anyway, it was 4 or something like that. I love this movie. No joke, no Jace exaggeration to be funny. I've probably seen it, the original 200, 300 times. That's not a joke. I have the original one memorized. So this movie had a lot to live up to. I was very worried after reading reviews, but I will tell you, I loved The Lion King. I loved it. Furthermore, I know I call them the shishi poo poo critics. I know the shishi poo poo critics are having a field day ripping this movie apart. I walked out of the theater and I looked at Colin, and Colin looked at me, and we both said the same thing, almost in unison. I don't get it. I don't get why people are hating this movie. Let me touch on I'll bullet point some of the criticism. One of the criticisms I've heard through a lot of reviews is it's too long. It's longer than the original. I didn't feel that way, and I had the attention span of a gnat. I felt, and along with that, another criticism that I hear a lot is, oh, it's just a frame-by-frame remake. Why does it even exist? No, it's not. There's enough fresh dialogue. There's enough fresh elements to keep me interested, and I have the original memorized. So if anybody knows the dialogue to this movie, it is me. There's also new scenes added. I also heard someone say that Beyonce wasn't real good as Nala. To quote Still Magnolias, "Are you high, Clarice?" Beyonce was fantastic. Somebody else, another criticism. Oh, the photorealistic animals do not convey the emotion of the animated animals. I'm sorry, I don't want an over-exaggerated, real-life looking lion. I'm watching a basically real-life lion. I don't need a cartoon smile to pick up emotions. You know where I get the emotions from? I get the emotions from the great cast, Donald Glover, Beyonce, James Earl Jones. That's who I get the emotions from. And finally, this movie, just like Jurassic Park moved special effects forward, this movie has moved photorealistic animals forward as far as in the special effects realm. This movie is stunningly gorgeous, but more than that, I really did laugh, I really did cry, and the trifecta of Billy Eichner, Seth Rogen, and John Oliver as Zazu stole this movie. I don't care what anybody says, I love The Lion King. Yeah, love it. Gotta go.
Drop the mic.
There we go. All hail the king. The Lion King is in theaters now. Still ahead, everybody. Controversy on Big Brother. Former house guest and now our good friend McCrae is here, and we're talking about what is making this season so frustrating for fans of the show when we come back. Back after this.
It's time to do some damage control with old Cliff Hogg. Week 1, I banished Cliff Hogg. Week 4, I blindside Cliff Hogg. I'm 0 for 2 in his eyes, so now it's time to make sure that I don't strike out.
We could not have asked for a better situation. So who's in this alliance now that we're looking at? Not really an alliance. That's the messed up part. There's not an alliance. I need you to know, Holly and I know we can trust you. I know I can trust you. And I hope you know you can trust me too. Regardless of what happens, us two with you especially are solid. Yeah. Solid.
All I know is I was going out the door because of what they did. Mickey, you can try to sell me that this was always the plan, but I'm not buying it.
I don't know who to turn to right now. You can turn to us.
A lot of drama. It's a clip from the most recent episode of CBS's Big Brother, where the backstabbing and manipulation are next level this year. The house guests have been in the house for a month, and this season has been anything but typical. One of the major twists this season meant the early evictees stayed in the house until a week ago. Here to help us break it down, this season's ups and downs, former Big Brother superstar and our good friend, McCrae, everybody. So, just to set the stage, you were telling me something interesting during the break. It's like it's cyclical. You said every 6 seasons.
Yeah, every 6 years essentially we get a train wreck of a season. So 6 years ago was my season, and my season was absolute train wreck. And then 6 seasons before that was season 9, which was a train wreck also. I don't know why it's happening, but yeah, it's a train wreck.
It's like a natural disaster. Yeah, you're just waiting for the next one to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, McCrae, will you explain what Camp Comeback is and why did it change this season so much?
So generally, every time, or at the beginning of the game, people get evicted, they go home, they watch from home. At a certain point, jury kicks in, so then people stay into a jury house.
Okay.
So this season they did a little bit differently, where those people that got evicted first had an extra room inside the house, and they got to stay inside the game. So they got to listen to other people play the game, stuff like that. They didn't get to compete or anything like that, but it was, they just got a separate little bad room, I guess, to live in.
I said that usually I call it fun drama, whether it's on this show or Real Housewives, but there is some drama that's causing a lot of controversy. Explain what happened.
Ooh, so pretty much the first three people that have been evicted so far have all been people of color. It's not a good look at all.
Yeah.
It's
not a good perception for the show or the people that remain.
No, absolutely. And yeah, it's generally, there's 2 people that are pretty much running it. They've gotten hot water from a lot of their comments. Even to this day, yesterday night, I believe, they're still making comments that are not okay, and yes, and so a lot of people are outraged.
Inside the house are making comments.
Yes.
Because you guys should know, so McCrae, will you explain to the folks, you have a unique perspective, and you have a really good perspective, because not only do you watch the broadcast edit of the episodes, you watch the live feeds of this.
Yes, so technically you can watch this show 24/7. You can watch these people sleep. You can watch them go to the bathroom, everything. So yes, I'm very pathetic, but I love
it. Yeah.
I love watching these people interact, and you get to see, it's like watching hamsters in a cage, I think of it as science, I guess. Yeah.
So the people that are remaining, so they're making it worse for themselves. So the perception is kind of becoming reality based on what they're saying.
And that's the thing, is that they have no connection with the outside world. There's no one to tell them, hey, stop saying racist things. So they just...
Do you really need people to say that?
No, absolutely. It's absolutely.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
Of course. And so they just keep, digging themselves deeper and deeper and deeper. And yes, the season is
Who's the worst offender of that, McCrae?
I believe Jack is the worst offender right now. Jack, he's the one that looks like Jason Momoa. That was like the beginning. Him and Jackson, those two as a pair, they feed off of each other. They just keep saying things that are terrible. So, it's a train wreck. And that's the thing, is this is a social experiment. And so I almost feel like this is kind of like what we experience in America today. And so, it's not fun to watch at all, but it's very fascinating.
And speaking of that, another thing that a lot of people face, we talk about a lot on this show, there's a lot of bullying this, and I hate the overuse of that word. I really do, but this is true. It's real.
It's getting bad.
Yeah.
It's getting very bad, and my whole thing is that that is a part of the game. We talked about it last time, where it's like Lord of the Flies, you know? You start to find out, who's the weaker, and then you start to, alienate them. And, it's not fun to watch at all, but, that's the nature of the game. And again, if we're gonna look at this as, a science experiment, that is human nature, as sad as that is to say. I mean, people should act better, obviously, but,
Are the same dudes that are perpetrating the racist comments, behavior, are they the leaders of the bullying pack as well? Is it one and the same?
Yes, absolutely. They're like leading that cause of alienation, leading that front. Yes, and so it's same people.
They're gonna have a great time when they get out of that house.
Oh yes, yeah. They don't even have jobs to be fired from. So I mean,
they don't.
No, I think they're both like unemployed or something like that. So it's like you can't even go after their jobs. Yeah, I don't know.
Now let's focus on the positive now. Anybody that you like that you're kind of still rooting for in there?
I really like Sam. Definitely a big fan of Sam. Nicole. These are like, and Cliff, obviously. Like these people are very like.
Yeah. How do you pick your favorites? Is it based on personality or how they play the? Is it likability or how they play the game?
I like me first personally. I'm a big fan of the game, so I have to like. I want to root for someone that's gonna play the game well, I guess. But this season, there's just so many unlikable people, and like even the unlikable people are playing the game a little bit better. But yeah, Nicole. Nicole's the, let's see, she's, far over there. She's a redhead. She's just got a great heart. Like, she's one of those people that's like, you want to see do good because she's true of heart, I guess is what I say. I don't know.
This is, I'm going to have to watch. How many hours, we got to go. McCrae, stick around. How many hours, like, a week do you think you spend watching the live feed?
Ooh, like... At least 20, and that's like, that's
I love you. More with McCrae at an event that he'll be hosting this weekend. You'll get a chance to meet him. How? You'll find out when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Welcome back. McCrae's here. Big Brother legend. And you can see McCrae this weekend at a unique event in Minneapolis on Sunday. Tell the folks what you're doing.
So this Sunday, we'll be having a car show at the gas station that I work at. We're going to pretty much shut down the pumps. We're going to have an AMC car show. We're going to have a live band playing on the roof of our car show.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, it's wild.
Is this video right here?
Yeah. We do things really differently at our gas station. It's a really cool, very unique place. It's amazing. It's free. There's gonna be food. House of Soul is gonna be there. Big Watt, 5 Watt. We'll be giving out coffee. It's gonna be. It's wild. It's a great little event. We're just trying to give back to the community.
McCrae, absolutely. This is how much I love this guy, and I'm just going to tell your secret. McCrae wanted to get everything right, so he wrote the bands on his hands. That's how much I love him. That's how much I love you. You're the coolest dude. You're just the coolest dude. Do people recognize you a lot at the station?
So the weird thing is that it's whenever Big Brother's on. For whatever reason.
Really?
Yeah, when it's in people's mind space, then people start to recognize me. Like just the other day, we were out for dinner with my family, and all of a sudden the servers are like, "Are you McCrae?" Like going crazy, and I'm like, "Yeah." It's amazing. Absolutely, everyone come up to me at all times. I love it. I absolutely love it.
What's the thing you're asked the most?
Are you still with Amanda? That's number one.
Really?
Yeah, always. No, I'm not with Amanda. I'm not with Amanda.
It's been years, hasn't it?
6 years. She's married. She has a kid. Yeah, it's been.
Yeah. It's been. Come on, people.
So it's the best though is when people come up to her and they're like, "Oh, you with McCrae?" Because she has to be there with her husband, and it makes me laugh.
Are you single?
No, I have got a girlfriend.
Okay, but do people? No, that's a good thing.
No, it's surprising. Very surprising.
No, I'm not. No. No, I didn't ask us that, but I would have. Were you single at the time of the show?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, because you were.
Yes.
Did the show ever help you get dates?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
that's the best. Yeah.
I mean, you use what you have. I mean, you got to. Well, you come back because how many more weeks is the show?
Too many.
Too many. Yeah. Too many. It's like September.
Yeah,
it's
September.
Like the baseball season.
Yep,
it's
absolutely.
like it's for Anyway, give it up for McCrae, everybody. The fourth annual. Go see him. The fourth annual North Star AMC Car Show is this Sunday from 9 to 3. It's at 36th and Lyndale in Minneapolis. And be sure to follow McCrae on Twitter. He's great. To search for right there. McCrae Chum right there. Still to come, everybody. Kendall tries her hand at road construction. We're going to show you her latest 9 to 5. This is not going to end well. We'll be back after this. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Road construction is something all of us have to deal with during the summer. I'm very sorry about that. But have you ever wondered what it's like to work on the roads? Making sure we all have safe and smooth roads to drive on? Well, my sister Kendall decided to find out suiting up in a safety vest and a neon hat to work with the MNDot road crew. Ladies and gentlemen, it's her latest Kendall Tries Your 9 to 5.
I've always wanted to do this. You can probably hear it. You can see it. I'm on the side of a freeway, on the side of the highway with the MNDot crew. I'm actually going to be part of the team today. They even gave me official hats and an official vest. God save us all. Okay, Cliff, so you've entrusted me to actually get on the back of one of these trucks. What is this? What are we doing today?
This is called micro-servicing. What it is oil mix with rock and cement. What we're doing is trying to preserve the road for another 3 to 5 years, get more life out of the road itself before a major overlay comes in.
I really got to be honest, do you ever get used to people just flying by you like this?
Oh, this is nothing, because this is a ramp shutdown, we're all by ourselves. We're out there on the main line working.
Right.
That's when it gets pretty scary at times.
Yeah, I mean, how do you just like block that out?
Well, you never do.
Yeah.
You never do.
Okay, best and worst part of the job are?
There is no worst part.
Even when it's 110 degrees out?
It can be a dangerous job at times. Overall, we're pretty safe. We take extra safety precautions all the time when working on the road to make it safe for our employees.
The real question now is, if I do a good job, do I get to keep the hat?
We'll see.
I gotta earn the hat.
Yeah, that's right.
Earn my keep.
We'll see.
I'm gonna have her get up on the other side. I actually cleaned that off a little bit.
Get up on the other side? Okay. Here we go. All right. I got it. Oh, wow.
Jim here sets everything for the design of mix we want.
All of it gets mixed. The water, the cement, and the rock, correct?
And the emulsion.
And the emulsion.
And my control here, I can...
The thing that looks like a Nintendo stick?
Yep. I just killed it.
I haven't touched anything. Can I at least touch the horn? Nobody trusts me to actually do anything.
There we go.
Rock! Oh! It's like snakes in a pit. Ooh, it's a stinky pit. Oh, I'm sorry. You just tell me when it's time for me to honk the horn.
You ready?
Yep. Honk it. And now, so everyone else is just like mopping, essentially
squeezing it down.
Squeezing it down. Okay. Yeah, I'm really glad I'm not doing that. Just literally squeegee?
Just carry it for now. If you see a rock or a big rock in it, then you take it out like that.
Okay.
Just walk along with it.
Rock digging? Okay. Big rock. Move it. Yes!
All you do is pull the trigger.
Oh, yeah. Now this is what my job should be. Sorry, did I get you? You're moving away from me. Why are you moving? So, what did I miss?
Yeah, we do the whole thing.
The whole front of it and everything? Right up here. Right up here. I'm gonna toot the horn. Super loud. Can you do one more time? Oh, the joys of life. I've officially retired after an hour. Goodbye, America. How do I get out of this thing? Same way I got up?
And Kendall joins me now.
I did it.
Now, audience, keep inventory with me, okay? Here we go.
Okay.
So let me make sure I got your jobs right. This is what you accomplished working with them.
Yep.
You honked a horn.
Yep.
You pulled 2 pebbles out of the cement.
Big rocks, yes.
You spray painted 1 blade.
It was water.
Okay, you spray watered 1 blade because a guy in our audience said you got to clean the whole thing. And then you honked another horn. Did I miss anything that you did?
No, I took a selfie with the crew.
It doesn't count, but okay. Can we say, and I think you'll back me up, I say it all the time on the radio show because I do the morning during traffic. I've gone to a lot of different states, and I know we can always find something to complain about, but especially during the winter, how good are the men and women of MNDot? I mean, the fact we have an incredible look. You can nitpick a lot of things. We all want this to go faster, this to go faster. But time in and time out, we can have a snowstorm at 6 a.m. And by the time we all hit the roads, it is magically clean. And that magic is the men and women of MNDot.
Absolutely,
absolutely. We have a great system.
And they're so brave.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was, and we were, like they said, we were on an on-ramp, and it still just was like these cars are flying by, and they're focused on their job, and they don't really pay attention to it. But I don't know how they can. A lot of those people do drive the trucks, like the road workers or the truck drivers, which maybe not everybody gets. But
it's a good reminder, too. Doesn't it make you want to really slow down during construction zones?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were so nice. They're like the nicest people. And I was like, y'all, we need to like grab a beer after this because I'm sweating. This is hard.
Okay, so honk two horns. You got a beer. Yeah. Anyway, again, thanks to our friends at MNDot. We're going to take a break, everybody. We'll be back right after this. They seem like nice guys. Yeah. Like welcome back, everybody. Kendall joins me again. I always say it's funny, you know, sometimes whether it's this show or the radio show too, you sometimes forget that you're doing a show that it actually goes out into the world and people watch it. You sometimes, you know, because I was a kid that used to stand on a rock outside my papa's house in Michigan City, Indiana. I used to watch Johnny Carson. And then late at night, I would go out to a rock, this giant rock on my papa's house, and act like Johnny Carson. And I would act out, and there's a picture of me on that rock doing a talk show. I say all this because you forget that this goes out and people watch, and I sometimes forget about that. Well, and I'm always reminded of that when I receive an email, and I'm not going to give her name because Lord knows I'm not going to give her all of her business. But this just reminds me of the power of TV sometimes. This woman just wrote, and she goes, "Hi, Jason." She goes, "I just started watching your show in late June. She was diagnosed, I won't say what, but she was just diagnosed with something rather bad. And she says, it's a bit overwhelming, and to say the least, I so look forward to you and Kendall on the show every day. It feels like connecting with one of your favorite people. Thank you for being who you are, and please tell Kendall that you both brighten my day every day." So I just want to say, she's watching, so I don't need to say her name. I'll just call her Sally. But Sally knows who she is, and I just want to say God bless you. And I'm glad that this show brings you joy. That's the goal of it every day. It's not an accident that we pick stories that are a little dishy, a little sarcastic, but we try to make the whole show just a reason to smile for 42 minutes, as we say. So thanks to her, and thanks for watching. And you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be just fine. So yeah.
I hope you liked my MNDot truck. For you.
Finally. You know, I love stories about just totally annoying human beings. This is one of them. A tourist is in some trouble this morning after trying to ride the Tower of Terror at Walt Disney World. Apparently, the 23-year-old woman and her group were upset that her fast passes weren't valid. Fast passes are which gets you into the ride with minimal wait. So instead of leaving the line, everybody, she punched the cast member in the face and started pressing buttons in the pre-show area. The woman, not shocking, has been banned from Disney World for life. Yeah. And the cast member decided not to press charges. Oh, girl, I would have been to the courthouse, let me tell you. Yeah. I always think to myself, were these people raised by Wolverines? I mean, you know, because I teased this at the beginning of the show. Once again, I was at that movie yesterday. I was at Lion King, and I've said it 500 times on this broadcast, 700 times on the radio show. I was with a theater full of people that talked the whole time. And this woman literally right next to me had her phone out during the Circle of Life at the beginning. And she was texting, and, you know, I as they said in Living Color, homie, don't play that. And I looked over at her, and I go, I would really appreciate it if you put your phone away. And she looked at me, and she looked me up and down. She's like, Aren't you on TV? Yeah. Yes, I am, and I'm going to shame you on my show tomorrow. Yeah. By the way, before we go, happy birthday to my father-in-law. Today's Papa Haz's 88th birthday. I'm just joking. He's not 88. I just like to rib him a little bit. Tomorrow on the show, my radio wife, Alexis Thompson, is here with her latest craft idea. That's going to do it for us. Right now, though, if you're a kid being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. She did. She looked at me like,